Welcome to Slow News Day Live. My name is Steve Poikin, and I'm here in lockdown Boulder Creek, California. We finally had some forward movement on the ongoing torture of Julian Assange, sitting in a cell for 23 and a half hours a day in the Guantanamo Bay of the United Kingdom. Some of you may have caught my appearance on Jason Burmes's show earlier today. If you did, this might be rehashing information, but for those of you who didn't, it's important to cover this because, biggest press freedom trial of the goddamn century. So Julian Assange was not present via video link today. This is the third case management hearing that he has been, quote, too ill, unquote, to attend. As of yet, we're not sure why. We know that he has a chronic lung condition and that the COVID is spreading through Belmarsh, but as of yet, there has been no one to come forth and say Julian Assange is sick because of XYZ. So he was not there. The purpose for the hearing was to try and find a resolution between defense, prosecution, and the concierge for the State Department, Vanessa Brayster, in order to move forward with the second round of Julian's hearing. That date has been set. It is September 7th. The trial will last for 3 weeks. And the end result will determine the future of press freedom going forward. This is I can't stress how big this case is. I can't stress how important it is for not just you as viewers, but people in media to start generating a fuck ton of noise about this. Action for Assange, my organization that I'm lucky enough to be a part of, will be on the ground in Washington, D.C., hosting actions and events and demonstrations. I'm not sure if we're going to be there for all 3 weeks, but we're damn sure going to try. We will be launching a brand new GoFundMe for that. Hopefully tonight. If not tonight, then we'll be able to announce it when we go live for the Free Assange Vigil tomorrow. A couple of things happened today in merry old while this was taking place. Friend of the show, friend of the Assange Vigils, Tarek Haddad, was in the courtroom today. His outlet is The Watchdog. I highly, highly recommend that you guys frequently read that because Tarek is putting out incredible work. Josh, if we could go to the article, please, and kind of jump down to the pertinent bits about the case today. That would be super. Just a couple of things to hammer home here. And of course, most of you guys know this, but if you don't, if extradited, Julian Assange, who exposed numerous war crimes, could face 175 years imprisonment once on U.S. soil. That follows the more than a year he has been held on remand without being convicted of a crime, in addition to the 7 years spent arbitrarily detained in the Ecuadorian embassy. Once these extradition proceedings hear evidence in Assange's case, he will have spent 18 months in Belmarsh, where he's currently incarcerated. Larry Love, a British-Finnish computer scientist whose extradition for U.S. extradition for his links to the hacktivist collective Anonymous was overturned on appeal in 2018. He told Bridges for Media Freedom that the court process was becoming the punishment itself. Quote, 18 months is longer than I had to wait for my own extradition hearing. It's a horrific legal process to go through under the best conditions. It takes a cumulative toll on your physical and mental health. I was able to participate meaningfully in my own defense, which Julian cannot due to his unnecessary detention in Belmarsh. This has been exacerbated by restrictions on his access to lawyers and family as a result of the coronavirus. We cannot have justice if the process itself becomes a punishment, end quote. Julian Assange has spoken at length about punishment as process. What we are seeing right now with the UK government's reasoning for why they can't bail him or release him is, well, we can't let him out because we haven't charged him with anything. We live in a fucking cartoon. Assange's case is contrasted with that of Ann Sokolis, an operative of the CIA who fled to America after crashing her Volvo into a 19-year-old Harry Dunn's motorbike while traveling on the wrong side of the road, killing the Banbury man. Niall Dunn, his twin brother, told the BBC that he and his family have had enough of the lies after accusing the Foreign Office of covering up his brother's death. So look, here we have a young man who was ran down, killed, and the driver fled the scene. The driver was married to a CIA agent. Absolutely fucking nothing has happened to her. Julian Assange on remand, political prisoner. Kristen Ramson, WikiLeaks editor, released a statement today where he said, it's pretty incredible that the day after World Press Freedom Day, we've got this man who is the only journalist currently imprisoned in the West who is facing these extradition hearings while being locked up. It is absolutely ridiculous. And while this all happened, as has always been since these case management hearings start, there's a group of protesters who assemble peacefully in front of Westminster Magistrates Court during these hearings. A friend of the Assange Vigil, MEB, is part of this organization. And if we can go to the video, please, Josh, then we can show you what happened to them today. It seems that UK police, under the cover of COVID, have started to get, they started to feel their balls drop a little bit about how they're going to deal with these protesters, and they went and made them disperse. Let me see if I can get exactly what the reasoning was here. Special operations officers took part in the Metropolitan Police's dispersal of Assange supporters. The elite troops within the capital's force instructed free speech activists to return home, and that being outside in West London court was illegal, although none of the 11 officers were social distancing, while the 10 activists were. Prior to the standoff, many Assange supporters had been inside the court, where Judge Vanessa Brayster agreed to delay the WikiLeaks publisher's extradition hearing. So look, now we've got cops feeling their oats a little bit with the guise, I suppose, of COVID-19, leading them to break up these gatherings. We know that there is a huge difference between the Assange activists that were assembled in front of Westminster and, say, armed militia barging into the Michigan state capitol. What we and what they're asking for is vastly different than I would like to be able to generate my boss more income so he can buy his mistress a Mercedes. We have become the front lines for free speech, not just in this country, but in the United Kingdom, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Canada. We're the information activists who are assembling to try and combat the Five Eyes. We can really, at this point, only kind of hope that there won't be any extra conditions set in September in terms of our own personal travel restrictions. Original Action for Assange co-host Taylor Hudak is now with Activism Munich. She's going to be in London for 5 weeks during this thing. Again, we are going to be launching our GoFundMe either tonight or tomorrow. We would like to be there for all 3 weeks. I'm actually going to talk to Taylor about subletting her apartment because she's moving to DC. So we'll see what we'll see what happens with that. This second round of hearings, 21 witnesses have been called. The first phase was more evidentiary. This is now going to be witness testimony. It is going to take 3 weeks. There are going to be a lot of different people from all over the country and planet who have been asked to testify on this. We are going to make a point to get those people both on Slow News Day and on the Free Assange Vigil series. That is about it. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were getting this information. I am a little bit late on getting it out today. I had a lot to do in preparation for my interview with John motherfucking McAfee, which is going to take place at 10 o'clock Pacific tomorrow morning, 1 p.m. Eastern. Y'all, this is going to be a great week for Slow News Day interviews. Fucking buckle up, screw your wig hat on tight, hunker down. We're going to get fucking real. I've got John McAfee. I've got Vanessa Beeley. I've got Corey Morningstar, and I've got the Reverend Annie Chambers coming back to the show on Mother's Day. We all get to spend Mother's Day with Reverend Annie. How fucking cool is that, you guys? How fucking weird is this life that we kind of, you know, are stuck in on lockdown, where a fucking mook like me can interview John McAfee at the beginning of the week and Reverend Annie Chambers at the end of the week. It is freaking wild, dude. I'm gonna go to the comments here real quick because I'm seeing something about Crystal Ball. Crystal Ball's gaslighting will be called out more. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got invited onto a show, I believe Saturday. I'm gonna have to double check my calendar, but it's newer show called Hear Me Out. The guy who ran it contacted me and was like, "Hey, dude, will you please come on? Because I've heard you talk about Crystal Ball before. I saw you post the video that her and Cigar and Jitty did back in 2018, where they were straight up laughing about Julian Assange and mocking his conditions in the embassy. And we've heard you talk about, you know, running into her in DC and how that went. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully, Jack, we're going to start getting more out there about Crystal Ball. You know, I'm going to go ahead and I don't have a link to the show handy, but I'll do one of those like YouTube sort of tweet post things and make sure that you guys have that information in case you want to see it. I'm also going to be on a show called Big Talk Little Talk, which I believe is a newer show. I'll be doing that on Wednesday. I'm not entirely sure why I'm going on the show. I don't fucking. Your guess is as good as mine. If anyone else has any questions, go ahead and throw them. If not, okay, when are we going to DC, True Singer? I imagine that the bulk of us will be there for the last week of the hearing, because it's going to be arguably the most impactful. It's when they make a decision on whether or not to extradite him. The trial will start September 7th and go for 3 weeks. So once again, we would like to be able to spend all 3 weeks there. We're doing this fundraiser style. We're all fucking broke and getting brokered because of the COVID thing. Nobody in this house is getting a check. That's for goddamn sure. I work on, I basically work under the table of 1099 contractor. I'm not allowed to file for this shit. But yeah. We'll let you know as it happens, and hopefully if you're in a position to support it, you can. If not, please God, share those links, because we're going to need all the help we can get. I think that's going to do it for this. I wanted this to be a short video. I know that Ryan over at Last American Vagabond is getting ready to start a stream. Oh, Monday 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. The mighty Whitney Webb returns to Slow News Day for another round of Let's Break Everyone's Brain. So very much looking forward to that. Great lineup this week. please tune in tomorrow for John McAfee. That is gonna be a trip. And it's Cinco de Mayo. You can spend your drinking holiday with me and the Mad Pirate King, or at least like an hour or so of it. That sounds like a fucking plan, eh? Um, until then, guys, I fucking love you. And I will see you tomorrow. So that'll do it for this Slow News Day. I'm Steve Poikinen. Good luck to us all.